Now, Friday's high court opinion puts Democrats in a really tricky position, both on the national level and here in Texas.
KXAN's Marin spoke with Joshua Blank with UT Austin's Texas Politics Project.
So Democratic leaders really seem to be putting all of their hopes into the midterm elections. But what could they be doing right now when it comes to abortion rights? I mean, they have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the White House in Washington.
Well, ultimately, having control of the House, the Senate, and the White House is no guarantee of any kind of policy outcomes. So ultimately, I think for Democratic partisans looking at Democratic leadership in government, there certainly is a sense of frustration because they believe they should be able to do something. But the reality is that it's very challenging without at least 60 senators to get anything done in Washington. You know, outside of the electoral arena, Democrats will be advancing new legal arguments. Ultimately, I think a lot of people forget the fact that the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg had a lot of problems with the Supreme Court's understanding and logic in the Roe v. Wade decision because she thought, and many feminists thought and still do believe, that it should be fought under equal rights protections, not sense of privacy. So this is another avenue that Democrats could pursue. Regardless, there's nothing the Democrats are going to do that's going to make a dramatic change in the short term. It took over 50 years for Republicans and their allies to be able to overturn the Roe v. Wade decision, and there's no reason to expect the Democrats are going to be able to turn around and overturn this most recent decision in a single election cycle.
And on the state level, let's say Beto O'Rourke wins the governor's mansion. How difficult of a path does he have to get anything done on the state level, like maybe overturning the trigger law?
Ultimately, there's not a lot that Beto O'Rourke, even if he were to win the governorship, can do to overturn the law that the legislature recently passed. The recent redistricting that took place means that the partisan composition of the legislature is unlikely to change, which means that it is very likely that there'll be Republican majorities in both the state House and the state Senate. But what O'Rourke can do is he can stop any further progress on these laws in terms of how to enforce them.
All right, Joshua Blank, thank you so much as always for joining us.